As the ongoing WandaVision continues to progress and the season begins to unfold more and more, along with the fact that she's going to be in the upcoming Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, the question we will have to ask ourselves is this: will Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, be the main villain for Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness? That is coming up in today's video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this, and if you're a subscriber, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on a single video. Like the video and share the video with your friends as well to show your support to the channel. And also a quick disclaimer before we begin any further: if you haven't seen the latest episode of WandaVision, click away from this video, watch the episode and then come back to this video, because we're going to be talking full spoilers throughout this video. You have been warned. This series started out as a light-hearted comedy passing through different decades in time. Right off the bat, because we know this is set in the MCU, that something is not right here, but we don't know what exactly. By the end of episode 3, we are all aware, both the viewers and the characters in the actual show itself, that this whole thing is Wanda's doing. When Monica brought up the fact that Pietro, who is of course her brother, was killed by Ultron in Avengers Age of Ultron, this is where we first see signs of Wanda's villainy, as she viciously throws Monica out of her bubble and back into the real world. Then in episode 5 is when we really see that Wanda is actually acting like a villain here and doesn't seem to be mind controlled by anyone. When she came out of her bubble to confront Sword and Agent Monica, we see that she's just very ticked off about whatever it is. Well, I'm pretty sure we know what it is she's ticked off about. The fact that she just wants to be left alone. She wants to live her life in peace in this little world that she created. We know from the past that she has lived a traumatic life. She's suffered a lot, so she doesn't want to feel any pain again. She wants to bring her dead, I was going to say husband, she wants to bring her dead boyfriend back from the dead. And this is the only way that she can pull this off. And if you want even further proof that as of right now she's a villain, as of episode 5, she turned guns against the head of Sword, the acting head of Sword. But hey, what can I say? Like father, like daughter, huh? Am I right? Granted though, she could have been manipulated into doing this by either Mephisto or Agatha Harkness. Those are the two top candidates that people are speculating could be behind all this, really. But we can't ignore the fact that she's taken an entire town hostage and trapped them in her own little world. Even in episode 5, Vision sees what Wanda has done is madness. No pun intended, by the way. But see, you see the connection? Madness. He's very much against what Wanda has done, and this has led to a confrontation between the two in the episode. And speaking of episode 5, there was a small, tiny, minor appearance from a character that doesn't really mean much, but I guess we should talk about it anyway. Freaking Evan Peters from the Fox X-Men universe made a surprise appearance at the very end of this episode. Granted, it was rumored, it was heavily rumored that Evan Peters was actually going to be in this season, but the fact that we've now seen it, the fact that it's actually happened, is just wow. They've technically acknowledged the existence of the Fox X-Men universe. But he showed up at Wanda's doorstep as her brother, Pietro Maximoff, and Darcy even said she recast Pietro, which in a way is kind of them breaking the fourth wall without them breaking the fourth wall, if that makes sense. So the question that I have on my mind as of right now is this: did Wanda literally pluck a different version of her brother from the multiverse and place him in her fantasy world, so it's literally the same Quicksilver we see in the Fox X-Men universe? Or is this just Evan Peters, who's a random nobody that Wanda decided to play her brother because she can't find the corpse of her actual brother? If I had to choose between the two, I would say that this is Peter from the Fox X-Men universe, because the MCU will never do anything without reason. And I believe there was a reason they chose Evan Peters specifically. I mean, if they didn't have plans for at least some of the Fox X-Men characters, then why acknowledge them at all by bringing back one of the actors who played in that universe? You see what I mean? Anyway, my point is this: if Wanda really did pluck Peter from the Fox X-Men universe, she reached into a different universe entirely and placed him in her own fantasy world. And in my eyes, that is certainly villainy. That is certainly the actions of a villain. Add this to the fact that when we were first introduced to Wanda Maximoff in Age of Ultron, she started out as a villain. Along with this, she has also been a villain before in the comics too, so it's not unprecedented to think that she could be the main villain in Doctor Strange too. And it was also confirmed that the season finale will have a major cameo on the same level as Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian Season 2. And my guess is that this huge cameo is going to be Doctor Strange. Although I will admit, even though I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, I don't think Doctor Strange is on the same level as Luke Skywalker though. Ultimately, what I think is happening is that Wanda is indeed stepping into villain territory, but I think it will be revealed later on, whether in WandaVision or in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, that Wanda is being manipulated. And if I was to guess who she's going to be manipulated by, that was most likely going to be Mephisto. That's most likely going to happen, I think. And yes, she is aware of what's going on. Yes, she knows that she's trapped everybody in this bubble against their will. But I don't know, we just have to see how everything unfolds. And I'm so excited to see what the future holds for Wanda. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think Wanda Maximoff is going to be the main villain in Doctor Strange 2? How do you think WandaVision is going to end? Let me know your theories down below in the comments. And if you like this video, give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys later for more videos.